Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my wedding bullet journal flip through for you. I did ask in one of my recent videos if you guys would like to see it, and many of you said yes, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of give you a little tour of my wedding planning bullet journal. Before I get started, I do want to say that my fiance and I haven't actually picked a date yet. We aren't in the proper wedding planning stage. This notebook at the moment is primarily used to put notes about wedding planning and stuff. So anything that I find, like tips and stuff on saving money, budgeting, finding a venue, all of that stuff goes in here. I don't know when we're going to set a date. It could be next year, it could be 5 years from now. We're not sure yet. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what I'm using this for now in case it gives you guys some ideas if you're also planning a wedding. Okay. So opening up, we've got the index here, pretty standard, so we'll just skim past that. This is my key. As you can see, I'm using the standard bullet journal icon identification type things. So yeah, tasks, task completed, migrated, scheduled, events, notes, etc. All of that stuff. I do plan as time goes on to create some different icons as well that will pertain to different things, like maybe a dress for wedding dress related stuff, something to signify the ceremony, something to signify reception, etc. Because then I can use that maybe in the corner of pages so that I can flip through easily and kind of know what is what, or perhaps as just markers on the page if I need to look for something in particular. So yeah. Okay, so this next spread, as you can see, is a kind of an overlook of next year, 2018, and the rest of this year. So I've just done that. 2016's blue, 2017 is purple, and the first 4 months of 2018 is orange. And I've just put a little quote down here. And so the adventure begins, which is so cliche for wedding stuff. This here is called the Wedding Timeline and Checklist. This is based on something I found off Pinterest, so I will link that down below so that you can check it out as well. This is basically a timeline and checklist countdown type thing, so things that you should probably be thinking about doing 12 months before the wedding day, 11 months, 10 months, 9 months, etc. So I've got the thing here, and I also have extra notes and stuff on the right. Some of the notes were what was extra stuff written in the source material that I wanted to add, and other notes are just my own things. So there we go, all the way down to 1 week to go, day before and the day of. Over here I have my planning overview. So this is some notes off rockandrollbride.com about just kind of the basics of planning a wedding. I'm finding rockandrollbride.com to be extremely useful in this whole wedding planning type thing, because I'm not like your typical kind of bride. I'm not particularly traditional in that sense. So yeah, I like things to be a little bit offbeat, and so does my fiance, luckily. So if you're kind of more of an alternative-y type person, or are after something that's not like Martha Stewart brides or something, then check out rockandrollbride.com. Over here is a budget overview, so some tips and stuff on, how to start planning for your budget and figuring out what kind of budget you have or want to have. And this is a kind of a quick glance at the cost of having a wedding. As you can see here, 21,350 New Zealand dollars. The average New Zealand wedding, I believe at the moment, is about $35,000, which is just incredible to me. But that kind of makes sense when you break it down and look at all these different things like photography and videography. It can be anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000. So it's pretty pricey. I just wanted to put this down as a sort of potential guide, a quick one. This was also from rockandrollbride.com, but what I did was, because that article was written a few years ago and it used the British pound, I did a little bit of research of local companies that do all of this stuff and put down kind of the average cost that I could see from them. So yeah, there are certainly things that we'll be able to save money on. I've got some saving tips coming up. So this is for flowers. Over the page I've got saving on food, Now this is a sample areas of spend. I've made a note here that use to guide what we do and don't want. So this is kind of, if you were to have like an all-out wedding, this is probably what you would be needing to spend money on. So I'm using this really as kind of a guide of different things that we may want to include in our wedding and things that we really don't want to include. Yeah, like we won't be using a wedding coordinator planner person, although to be honest, a day of coordinator sounds like a really great idea, but you know, dream wedding, then I'd have a coordinator. So this is a few pages. Again, I will link down below the source material for this. I've just left some spaces here so that I can add on extra stuff relating to the budget. Now, I decided I wanted to do like different sections and have kind of a section cover page type thing. So this is for guests. So this is stuff like a guest overview. So inviting who you want, you know, trying to diplomatically invite people that you want to invite and that maybe your parents want to invite, particularly if they're helping pay for your wedding and stuff, and how to deal with people who assume that they can bring a +1 or their children or something if that's not something that is within your budget to be able to allow. To +1 or nah. So yeah, whether or not you want to have a +1 for your guests. And then I've also got notes on invites, so things like wording ideas, what to include on extra info cards and stuff, RSVPs and things. This is my ideal guest list for my wedding, but I'm going to blur this out just so that nobody has their like information on the internet, etc. I've got spaces here to put my fiance's list, our parents, who our parents might want to invite if anyone, a master guest list. So what I read when I was reading about making a guest list is that you start off by writing down everyone that in your ideal wedding you could invite. You do that, your fiance does that, your parents do that if they're having a say or whatever. And then you kind of go through that all together and figure out who can actually come to the wedding. If there's anyone who should come to the wedding who you're not that keen on inviting, but you know, to keep the family or whatever, okay, you might have to invite them. All of that then goes onto the master guest list. So this is kind of combining all of your guest lists together. And then over the page, what we do is we break the master list into two different lists. The A list, so these are the people that you're definitely inviting. You're going to be sending them invites. You totally want them to come. And the B list is for people you probably also totally want to come but can't really afford to have come. So they go there so that if somebody from the A list cancels, you can invite someone from the B list. And I know that that sounds kind of mean, but it's probably a very useful thing to do. So yeah, to be honest, I don't actually think that we will have enough guests to need a B list, but yeah, you never know. And I've also got a seating plan overview little thing here. I've got space for a seating plan here and over here. I've got a space for invite notes, a space for save the date notes, and space for additional info cards, and a space for RSVP card notes. Now we're getting into the wedding party. I haven't properly decorated this page yet, so it's a little bit plain, sorry. This is an overview of the wedding party, so it's like choosing the people that you want to have, bridesmaids, groomsmen, etc. So this is just different tips and stuff, as well as what each kind of attendant does. So what groomsmen typically do, what flower girls do, bridesmaids, maid of honor, best man, etc. Their roles and everything. So that's all along here. And now, again, I've left some space as well for extra notes. And I should note that if I do run out of space in these sections, I have no problem with, you know, flipping to like the next available page or whatever and filling it out and then just making a note of where I can find the rest of that stuff. I might also use some tabs or little colored stickies or something to put on the pages so that it's easy to flip to different sections. Okay, this next section is for the engagement party. So I'm just blurring this out because it's got specific details and stuff. So sorry, but you're not invited. I mean, I like you and everything probably, but you can't come. Unless you're like one of the people who are actually coming to the engagement party, although we haven't announced it yet and we haven't sent invites. So never mind. I'm just going to stop talking and I'm just going to continue. So I've got the details here. So when it is, where it is, and what it is. And then over the page, I have the guest list. Again, this is blurred just for personal info reasons. This is my guest list, and some of my fiance's guests are on here as well. And then, yeah, I just wanted to have another page just in case we needed to put extras on or notes or something. And then because we are having a barbecue for our engagement party, this is the menu for the barbecue. So different kinds of meat, fish and seafood, vegan stuff, salads, carbs, sweets, condiments, drinks. I will probably leave a space for this as well, just to continue or make notes and changes and stuff. And over here we have a brain dump page. I am not at all happy with this lettering, but I don't know if I want to like go through and change it or how I will do that. So yeah, it is what it is. It's not great. Maybe I'll just add a little doodle or something in there to kind of liven it up. So this brain dump is just a space to put any and all notes that I think of. Like every now and then I'll just think of something. Like the other day I was just sitting there, I can't remember what I was doing, but I was like, oh my god, I need to have gummy bears at the engagement party and the wedding reception because I love gummy bears. And I thought the same for mini donuts because my fiance really loves mini donuts. So I thought those could be kind of two cool little desserty treat options and stuff. Maybe. So just different ideas and everything will go in here. And this is it so far. I have a lot of pages left, but there's also a lot of time left. So yeah, it's probably not what most people were expecting. You were probably expecting like full-on planning and stuff, but I can't really do that right now because we don't have a date or anything. At the moment, it's more like thinking about it and thinking about budget and saving and things like that. So yeah, which is, you know, the modern way. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and this little flip through of my wedding planner. If you have any questions or if you want me to show you anything else related to this or wedding planning, please just let me know. As I mentioned throughout the video, I will put links down below to the different resources and stuff that I've used. Check down below if you want any of that information. I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again really soon. Bye!